Good day to everyone. I am Ivan James F. Pellegrino and I'm here to present to you my advocacy in upgrading and encouraging the use of public transportation. The content of my presentation include the current situation on vehicle, the vehicle's effect on climate, the private and the public transportation, the other effects of using public transportation, and what are the things that we can do. In today's time, it is undeniable for us to use transportation for us to get from point A to point B, especially if we're going to work or going to school. But do you know that there are about 1.4 billion vehicles in total on Earth? And that number will just continue to rise because of rising population. And about 1.2 billion of those vehicles are active every day. So what is the significance of this rising number of vehicles? Well, to us, it has an effect on climate. Because highway vehicles release about 1.5 tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere each year, and 1 gallon of gasoline is enough to emit 20 pounds of greenhouse gases. So what is greenhouse gases and why is it bad? So greenhouse gases is basically gases that absorbs the heat of the sun and then traps it into our atmosphere, and because it is trapped to our atmosphere, then it will cause us to warm up, hence the global warming. So in transportation, there are what we call as private transportation and public transportation. So what are the difference between the two? Private transportation are personal or individual use of transportation vehicle, and it will depart whenever the driver wants to, and it will go directly to your destination, so it's very convenient. And public transportation is a form of transportation that charges set fares, run on fixed route, and available for the public. Buses, trains, and subways are examples of public transportation, and this will depart according to the bus schedule or its designated route. And this will commonly be placed on areas where it is expected to have many commuters. So if private transportation is much more convenient than public transportation, then why advocate public transportation? 1. Taking public transit help decrease carbon dioxide emission and greenhouse gases, as well as carbon monoxide emissions and other pollutants. Think of it this way: if, for example, me and my 20 friends go from Dawis to HNU. So let's say that we each use private transportation, so we're gonna bring 20 cars, and each of those cars will emit carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases, compared to we use one bus where we all fit on that bus, all 20 of us. So it is, if we compare one bus to 20 vehicles, one bus will always have a greener effect on the climate because it's just the one bus that will emit the greenhouse gas. So using public transportation will help reduce global warming and climate change. This effect can be furthered by upgrading our public transportation to use eco-friendly energy like electric and solar. One company that produces electric car is Tesla, which is owned by Elon Musk. So we already have electric and solar cars, but it is not yet developed to the point that every one of us can afford buying this type of car, and it's not even yet very available to all countries yet. What are other effects of using public transportation? 1, it reduces congestion and traffic. So our example earlier, if we use 20 cars in getting from Dawis to HNU, then there will be 20 cars on the road. So there will be more chances of traffic because there are more vehicles on the road compared to one bus on the road. So it will be less traffic. Number two, it reduces levels of air, noise, and light pollution because these are all emitted by cars. Light is emitted by cars, and noise is come from the noise of their engine or the horns. And air, they emit carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases, and too much of this is very bad for our environment. Number three, if we use public transportation, this will make jobs for bus drivers, conductors, vendors on the bus, and the cleaners and maintenance of the bus or any other public vehicle. And better financial because if we just commute from point A to B, then we only have to pay for fare. We don't have to pay for gasoline. We don't have to pay for its maintenance, its oil change, its flat tire, and other maintenance a vehicle may have. So what can we do? Getting the best fuel economy out of your vehicle is number one. Number two is using a low carbon fuel such as ethanol or CNG because using low carbon fuel also emit low carbon. And then number three, purchasing green power for your electric vehicle or plug-in hybrids because green power are renewable power that is not harmful to collect or have an energy because it is easily be replaced. And number four, walking, biking, or taking public transit more often. Walking and biking is recommended if our destination is just near. It will bring us exercise and it will not emit carbon dioxide, and taking public transit will reduce the emission of greenhouse gases by vehicles. And then combining trips when possible. So if we cannot avoid using private vehicles such as motorcycles and cars, we might as well combine trips with other people that have the same destination. Once again, I am Ivan James Pellegrino, and that is all for my presentation for my advocacy. Thank you.